I'm Jack Marshall here at Vigilante Stadium in Helena. The Capital High Bruins will be hosting the Gallatin Raptors. After winning the Class AA State Football Championship last year, Capital High's quest to repeat starts tonight. Carroll College just landed a 7-foot transfer for their basketball team. You can hear more about him on SWX tonight. The Carroll College men's soccer team is about to open up play this weekend. So on SWX tonight, you can hear more about the team's goals for this season. Carroll College is in its first week of football practice, and on SWX tonight, you can hear from one of the Saints' offensive linemen in a senior spotlight. Football is back here in Helena, and on SWX tonight, you can hear about how the first day of Carroll's fall camp went. On this week's Saints Senior Spotlight, we talked to Tug Smith, who went from being a walk-on to starting safety for Carroll College. Originally from Newport, Washington, Tug Smith walked on to Carroll's roster in 2019.
Yeah, you know, it's nerve-wracking. It's like, oh man, like, you know, it's nerve-wracking, but it was fun. You know, it was a good challenge, and then all the guys in the team were just so welcoming, like such a good family atmosphere out here that I just loved it. So here we are.
Smith originally came to Carroll College because he got a scholarship from the school's ROTC, which he's still a member of.
It's a lot of work, yeah, with ROTC and football, but I mean, coaches are awesome. I just love being here, so you know, why not show up and work as hard as you can every day, you know?
Unbelievable leadership, you know, and his work ethic, you know, ROTC, young man, he's got 3 different jobs. You're a full-time student, ROTC, and a Carroll football player. And so very, very impressed with that, young man. He's going to go a long ways in life, man. He's a true winner.
Now that Smith is on Carroll College's roster, he's blossomed into the starting safety role for the Saints.
You know, when we need a big play, Tug's there to make the play. Getting guys lined up, and you know, he's kind of the general on the back end and making sure things are, you know, where they're supposed to be and our fits are correct.
After football, Tug says he wants to have a career in law enforcement.
I mean, my dad and my grandpa, and I mean, my mom and dad, they just give back. You know, everything they do, they just say, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated. If you love your people, they'll love you. Stuff like that, you know, so I've always just wanted to give back, kind of follow in their footsteps, I guess.
Tug's senior year will feature at least 5 home games, including senior night against Montana Tech on November 11th. For SWX Montana, I am Jack Marshall. Jefferson High School enters this season as a favorite to contend for the Class B championship. So here's 3 things to know about the Panthers in 2023. Number 1 is returning talent. Jefferson brings back some key players, including big man Dalton Noble and quarterback Luke Oxart.
Probably the strongest team I've had, the biggest team I've had, and those guys all have a lot of experience up front. Some played since they were freshmen, most of them at least since they were sophomores. You know, we got 2 guys that, you know, have multiple college offers right now.
I think it's good. I mean, looks aren't everything, but I think having big O-linemen definitely helps a lot, and being able to run the ball, because if you can run the ball, you can control the game. So that's just what we got to do.
Number 2, return to the semifinals. Jefferson has made the State B semifinals for the last 2 years, so the Panthers not only want to return to the semis, but this time to win there and play for a state title.
Oh, we're motivated for it, for sure. I mean, it was talked about in the spring and the first day of practice, but since then we just shut it down, and it's just one game at a time.
Number 3 is a familiar opponent. In back-to-back years, Florence has knocked Jefferson out of the playoffs, and in the Panthers' first game this year, they will be playing against the Falcons, looking to flip the script.
Pretty motivated. We're looking pretty good, and I just want to win, I guess.
I don't know if it's really revenge. I know the kids are excited to play him. It's kind of become a familiar foe, playing him in, you know, twice last year and then in the semis the year before. I mean, we understand. I mean, the back-to-back state champions. You don't have to say much more.
The Panthers will kick off against Florence at home. In this week's Saint Senior Spotlight, we talked to Carroll College's Jacob Resch, who not only has become a good linebacker here, but also a good nurse in Helena. When you see the Billings West product on the football field, the first thing you may notice is his neck pad, which isn't just for fashion.
They found out I have spinal stenosis. Leighton Vander Esch, the Cowboy for Linebackers, has it too. So my C3 to C7, my spinal cord's, the gap is a little short, so I wear this to help my neck. And it's pretty badass too, so.
If you think it sounds like Resch knows what he's talking about in medical terms, you're right. The redshirt senior graduated this spring with a nursing degree and works for St. Patrick Hospital in Helena.
I just wanted to help people, and when I saw that nursing field, I figured that I could help people in the greatest way by being at the bedside and working as a nurse.
But don't let his compassion fool you. On the football field, Resch is a menace, racking up 20 tackles and an interception last year for the Saints.
Yeah, Jake's a very positive energy, a lot of playmaking, a very physical football player that likes to run and hit, and that's what we look for in linebackers here, so he's been a natural fit.
And in Resch's senior year, he's aiming high.
My goal is just to win games as a team and to get back to where we were last year. I really think we can. We brought back a lot of guys on defense, a lot of guys on offense. I really think we can get back to where we were. Kind of my personal goal is it'd be really, really cool to leave with 3 rings, maybe 4 rings, who knows.
The linebackers' quest for another ring starts on August 31st when Carroll plays Montana Tech in Butte. For SWX Montana, I'm Jack Marshall. The Frontier Conference Football Media Days brought all the teams together as the season approaches. So we asked a question that everyone's wondering. What is every team's favorite food?
Kyle Sampson, head football coach here, and I'd probably have to go with just a nice good steak is probably my favorite food.
I mean, I've been eating for a long time, so probably anything Mexican.
Okay, last meal I'm going steak, baked potato, and a roll.
Head coach Jeff Bowen, and anything off a smoker is good with me.
I have too many favorites. No, I these days at my age, I eat a lot more fruits and vegetables. How about that?
I'm Blake Thielen. I play quarterback here at Tech, and my favorite food is chicken Alfredo.
Steak.
I'm Blaine, and I enjoy steak.
Tyler Duncan, quarterback. I'd go with steak.
Mine would probably be steak.
Willie, chicken fajitas.
My name's Cole Wyant. I play linebacker here at Montana Tech, and my favorite food is sushi.
I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but a spam musubi. Ever had one of those? It's like a Hawaiian thing where it's literally just rice, teriyaki sauce, spam, and seaweed. Mm-hmm. I ate like 20 of those things.
Lasagna, probably.
And Josh, and I would have to say my mom's lasagna.
Really about burger right now. I've been eating a lot of burgers. We got a new place that opened up in town, and it's probably one of the better burgers I've ever had.
Carson, bacon cheeseburger.
Moses Smith, defensive lineman. I'm gonna have to go with pizza.
Any seafood is probably shrimp. I'm a big shrimp guy.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Lobster. Okay, lobster.
On today's Saints Senior Spotlight, we talked to Hunter Meekum, who might just go from manhandling defensive linemen to manhandling cows at your local veterinary office. Originally from Las Vegas, Meekum is studying anthrozoology with a path in pre-vet medicine at Carroll College.
Well, growing up, I was always into medicine. I didn't really think I wanted to work with humans, and then kind of came here and started working with the animals, and next thing you know, I just realized that's what I wanted to do.
And when it comes to the type of animals he wants to work with?
Man, I'm thinking large animal. Growing up, I was only around dogs, and then now I've got horses around here and cows, and that's really fun. There's a little bit of a threat of injury, so I find it kind of fun.
On the football field, Meekum is in his 5th season with Carroll, but in his first with new offensive line coach Mitch Malott.
Yeah, he has the leadership and that older guy mentality. I think it's his 5th fall here, so he has that, or 4th fall, so he has that leadership role and being that older guy in the group. So he's setting examples on and off the field for all of our guys.
Meekum has been named All-Conference 3 times and helped lead the Saints to a conference championship last year. But for this season, the expectations are higher.
Get at least first team All-Conference, if not All-American, and definitely get the conference, and then if we can, get the natty.
Yeah, our number one goal is to win. So we want to win the game. Obviously, we want to do the best we can, protect number 11, Jack. We want to keep the quarterback up and do the best we can. So our main goal is to win.
Carroll will kick off its season against Montana Tech on August 31st in Butte. For SWX Montana, I am Jack Marshall. Well, things at Carroll College just got a whole lot bigger with the announcement that 7-foot center Zane Foster will be transferring to the Fighting Saints this next year. Foster stands at 7 feet tall without shoes, and after originally committing to play for Central Michigan, he decided to come to Carroll College, and the big man already has some tall goals.
Would be to be an All-American, and I want to, I just want to be part of a successful team. Like winning in basketball is so much fun, and to be good, and it just, I don't know, it's something special.
Zane is coming to Carroll in the first year of new head coach Ryan Lundgren, who was introduced in June. Foster had the opportunity to meet Lundgren and see Helena when he drove through this summer.
So, you get the old bricky kind of buildings and warmer weather, and I like that a lot, actually. So it felt good being around.
After going to high school in Washington, Foster spent a season at Saginaw Valley State and at Green River Community College in Washington. He also played in the Crossover Pro-Am League in the 2022 summer, where he matched up with several NBA players, including top 3 pick Chet Holmgren.
I got to guard Chet the whole game. So, and I mean, he scored and stuff, but I held my own, comparing. I was a community college JUCO guy to a freaking NBA number 2 pick. So then I got invited back to come play the next day.
Last year, there were 0 7-footers in the Frontier Conference, so Foster may be the tallest this season. For SWX Montana, I'm Jack Marshall. In this week's Saints Senior Spotlight, we talked to Cameron Rothy, who broke his leg in Carroll's first game last year, and now he's recovered all the way and is an important team leader for Carroll College. Rothy broke his fibula in Carroll's home opener against Western last year and was out for 5 games.
Oh yeah, that was rough, going through entire fall camp and then figuring out I broke my leg and probably out for 5 to whatever, just depending on how fast I could get back. It was kind of hard.
Rothy is originally from Hamilton, where he broke the Class A record for touchdowns in a season. Now the receiver is an important piece in Carroll's offense.
Cam was one of the most intelligent football players I've had the opportunity to coach in my career. Cam's really dedicated to his craft. He's a great route runner. He understands coverage, and he really is a great leader within our group, encouraging, teaching young guys, right? And he's the same guy every day. You show up and you get the same Cam Rothy smile.
After winning the Frontier Conference last year, goals are just as high this year for the Saints.
We're going to focus on that first game, but really we want to get back to that conference championship or an opportunity to win a conference championship. So I'd say after the first game, focus on that, but that's the ultimate goal.
We're looking forward to this year with a mature group of wide receivers and quarterbacks, being able to be a balanced offense that can rely upon both.
After football ends, Rothy wants to go to law school and partake in some of his hobbies.
Ski, hunt, fish, hang out with the boys mostly. Anything hanging out with the boys, that's pretty much it. So.
Carroll will open its season against Montana Tech in Butte on August 31st. For SWX Montana, I'm Jack Marshall.